What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR Podcast. Today I'm interviewing with two independent role wrestlers from the federation called TXA. So I'm gonna introduce to you first MercyXeno. What's up, MercyXeno? Welcome to the podcast.
Hello there. I'm glad to be here. It's great to meet you guys.
And second, qTrapzYt.
Hello guys, thank you for having me actually. I enjoy being here.
Yeah, bro. It's great.
Alright, so you both will know what you're doing, right? All you two have to do is, okay, Xeno, you're gonna first, and Traps goes second.
Yeah.
And you both will, like, either way, if you're gonna keep going, you have to enter into longer. But if you both couldn't get into it, you both will enter it shorter, a bit shorter. Without any further ado, let's jump into it. First question goes to MercyXeno. How did you start making your own role wrestling career?
Basically, I started off with R2 interactive games. I started off in 2K17, and I was playing that for a few years. And then I met this guy. His name was like Drake0112, something like that. And he went to this fed called WEW, and he invited me to it. And I got really big in that fed. But then I left into other feds, and this guy, his name was James Berry, he made me the co-chairman of his fed. And this is where I first started getting the experience of like being a fed owner and stuff like that. And his fed grew to 100. Right after that, this guy named Gotch2, he came out of nowhere, and basically, he was a big part of that fed. But then James Berry had a bunch of mental problems going on, so Gotch created his own fed called TWE. Now, this fed grew to about 400 people, so this was a big fed at the time. I mean, you had people like Chris Rage coming in. Like, these are some very relevant names coming down on TWE. So, this was a huge deal for me. And basically, after TWE ended, I decided I was going to stick to the indie federations. And then I got into stuff like Sleet Club. I was a big part of Sleet Club when it came back for AEW in the R2 days. That's actually where I met Traps, right here. Traps and I were both in Sleet Club, and then just went on from there.
Alright.
So, yeah, that's basically it when it came to me and Traps. But then after that, I created this little faction. It was called Uprising, and it was really big for the R2 interactive days back in 2K18. No, it was 2K20, right? Yeah, it was 2K20, 2K21. But we created this faction called Uprising, and we were battling this other faction called the Mafia. I was able to gather all the really good people from 2K21, the community people. Like, this includes people like Heavenly Simple Moves, Certified Destroyer, and we even got R2 mods like Zohul and Draco Blaze. They even got in on the mix, and then Mafia finally surrendered. After that, we had no purpose for the faction, so Traps and I decided to turn it into a federation called Uprising Wrestling. And, it was really well for about 3 months. No, it was like 4 months. And then we decided we were going to rebrand that and turn it into the Xenocide Academy. And yesterday we had our very first show, and it was incredible. It was just perfect. I mean, we had some good names drop by, like Knob Wonder, Roger Alderman. They all dropped by, and it was just an incredible show. And that's basically where I am from start to finish, pretty much right now.
Next question goes to Traps. What's your top 5 favorite role wrestler superstar in your opinion, by the abilities, skills, and the enjoyment?
Oh, my top 5. That's like, it's a good question. I'd say by the ability, skills, and enjoyment, Heavenly Simple Moves, because that motherfucker is insane.
Oh yeah, he is insanely talented.
Like, that what he did on the last show, it was amazing, and I'm proud to have that guy on our side. The next one would be Mercy, because that guy,
E.
I can't tell much how good that guy is, because like if we hadn't had him like on the entire R2 scenery, then I don't know if Uprising or Sleek Club would have stayed that good. The next would
Hey,
be
appreciate it, brother.
no problem. Next would be Ice Cerebral, or nowadays Lars
Cerebral?
Adler.
Yeah, Outlaw.
That guy is awesome. He made awesome trons. Like he did very much effect into it. Yeah. And yeah, also his skills was amazing. He like clean an entire gauntlet match on the Uprising times. And
Yeah, his record in AEW was 1,000-8.
yeah. The next would be Trippin' Hippie, aka Too Sinful, because that guy was
Hey.
also awesome. Like he is one of my best friends nowadays, because like he helped me a bit through a tough time, and like also his skills and trons, well, his trons were made by his friend, but like he did good entrances and stuff, and he had ideas that no one else would have, like
He turned me into a
edgy
stoner.
stuff. Yeah. And the last one, I think I kind of go with Crow de Willow, aka Ollie Sholly, because that guy, yeah, his skills are also awesome. Like he showed his worth, just like Heavenly. And yeah, he's talented as fuck.
Crow versus Heavenly at the Gauntlet. That was like the most intense match there so far.
Alright, next question goes to Xeno. Who will be your Pro Wrestling dream match opponent that you would like to make it happen?
Oh, dude, that's a hard one. Actually, you know, there's a lot of pro wrestlers like I'd like to fight, like relevant or not. But currently, I want to really fight Cody Rhodes. I mean, that guy, he was dominating TGWS and all these other feds. And I was in a triple threat with him at TGS. It was him, me, and Jody Seidel. I was able to beat both Jody and Cody. Funny that it rhymes. But yeah, I was able to beat both of them. And right after I won that match, this was a match for the contendership at the Money in the Bank match. Right after I won this, Pody, he messaged me in private DMs, and he said, I really hope you win this Money in the Bank contract. You deserve it. You're the new talent of TGWS now. And it really hit me, because this guy, he was like one of the biggest stars there. He's one of the biggest rising stars right now. And like to hear the words come from him saying that I deserve it and all this stuff, it's genuinely incredible to hear. And I just really want to fight him again. So yeah, that's pretty much it right now.
Alright, next question goes to Traps. What are your thoughts on the state of current Pro Wrestling right now?
What my thoughts are on the state. To be honest, the community, like you know it from the Kurt Angle meme, it's still toxic a bit. Like people complain about cleans, about some stuff that's a bit buggy or stuff, and it's kind of get on nerves as a developer, as a fed owner, as a host. But that's the other thing. The good side of pro wrestling is your creativity. You can put on your own gimmick. You can put your own creativity on your entrance, on your theme, if you can make your own or mix your own, or like your own trons. Like you can make your unique trons, and that's a good thing to identify yourself with that. Like it's pro wrestling is becoming bigger. If it's like the clean wrestling federation scene or like the animated wrestling theme, it doesn't matter, but it gets bigger and bigger per day. And to be honest, I can see that pro wrestling will be last probably until 2030. I can think of that, or longer.
Yeah, like Trap said, like part of the bad pause is so much toxicity and stuff. And that's actually the reason we shut down the first part of our federation. It was called Uprising. We couldn't deal with all the arguments. So what we did was a rebranding, and we took all the negative parts of our wrestling away. We kicked some people, we banned people that were just genuinely toxic and annoying, and we turned this into the Xenocide Academy, which is now like the good part of pro wrestling. It's great. It's going incredible so far. So yeah, like Trap said, I mean, I just have to perfectly agree with him on that.
Next question. Now this goes to Xeno, of course. Which pro wrestler pushed you the hardest to follow your dream?
Oh damn! So originally, one like it was back in 2019, I was being trained by the pro wrestling legend himself, David Counter. He trained me for about a week, and he taught me all this stuff, right? But then I didn't really want to push forward anymore. And then I talked to another pro wrestling legend known as Falco. He's retired, and I talked to him in a game. I joined him, and he talked to me. He gave me all this advice and like what to push through. And his advice is the reason I'm still pushing TXA today. But that's not the biggest person. Biggest person was Gotch 2, also known as Gotch Tozawa. He was the founder of TWE, the earlier Fed I mentioned. And he genuinely has done so much for me. He's given me experience as a host, as a pro wrestler, and as genuinely a human being. Like, he's a great person. And, I mean, we don't talk as much, but, yeah. And I do want to mention one last person, though. Traps has definitely pushed me for this shit. Like, for sure. Like, Traps, he's right here, but he's just a great guy, really. I mean, he's pushed me into, like, gotten me off my seat and realized, like, who's toxic, who's not. Finally pushed me to be authoritative, stuff like that. And yeah, it's just great, really. So those are the people that have pushed me the farthest, for sure.
Alright. Next question goes to Traps. What is your favorite pro wrestling theme song that you consider enjoyable?
To be honest, there are plenty, like Unstable Ken's Famous. It's a banger, actually, like Pull of Mud. You can listen to it every time, it's a good vibe. Or like the theme of TM Punk. It's a good mix. Or yeah. I've seen plenty guys with themes like of Bring Me the Horizon, and any guy who's having their songs is a legend.
Oh yeah, like Seth Axton's theme. He's using Avalanche. That's a great song.
Hmm.
In fact, our arena is literally called the Avalanche Hall.
Yeah, and like I had songs like Happy Song, Obey, Kingslayer, or Sleepwalking as themes, but they got overused after time. So I went on the one unused that was Don't Look Down. It was a movie song, if I'm not wrong. That's not on the official play like Sempiternal or That's the Spirit. And then I heard that an old friend of me and now Beast Hardy, a good friend of me, has it. So I decided to go more to the EDM series and start using their themes.
Oh, and Brody's theme for sure.
Yes, it makes
literally-
chant everyone.
Yeah, bro, literally, when Brody's theme plays, I literally like sing it along wholly on the mic. It's hilarious every time.
Next question goes to Xeno. What are your future plans outside of pro wrestling?
Outside of a wrestling, the funny thing is I'm a mat wrestler, and I've won the state champions here. And what I'm planning to do is I want to go to the Olympics, and I really want to take the gold medal back to Colombia. And it's like, Colombia isn't really known for mat wrestling or anything like that. We're more known for like the food, the forest, the Pablo Escobar. In fact, Marvin over here literally calls me Pablo every now and then. But yeah, but basically, I want to win the gold medal in mat wrestling. Like, obviously, I love pro wrestling. It's a great hobby, but it's not a job. Like what Chris Apoth said, like, pro wrestling shouldn't be considered a job, but it should be something, especially if you're a Fed owner, it should be something that brings the roster members and other people joy. That's what the Fed is all about, really.
Next question. That goes to Traps, of course. What is your best match that you ever been in a ring with, and why?
To be honest, my best match I have ever been in a ring with.
Sin. Come on, bro. Sin.
Sin, yeah, one of them, yeah, or like Mercy, you. It's fun to have matches with you. Or a good friend of me that is on some known feds, Mike SJAD. He's like one of my good friends I know for like years, like decades. I know him since the early start of AW, I guess. Like he's a good one, and he improved. Even though he is a mobile player, he's like really good. Or like people, like, Brock Lesnar from RWW. I stood with him in the ring several times, and he's an awesome guy. Like his skills do be paying off. He is like a killer beast.
I've known Traps has faced some incredible people. Like, for opponent-wise, like, the match was actually scripted, but visually and entertainment-wise, it's gotta be you versus Sin, man. That was incredible. Funeral Home was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. Even though it was.
The next question goes to XNO. The same thing with Traps. XNO, the opposite. What was your best match that you ever had on your pro wrestling career?
I have faced many, like, legends and I've had great matches with them. Like, one of them would be American Dream Ziggler. I faced him for it was a different Fed, a different RWW, the one that has like 800 members. I faced him, American Dream Ziggler, and he was beating me 0-2, and somehow I came back and I was able to defeat him. He was mad. I mean, American Dream Ziggler is like one of the biggest legends in pro wrestling, if you ask me. So honestly, that was just a big honor for me. But yeah, that would be the biggest, like, and best match I've ever had so far. That was great.
And the final question that goes to the Traps. What kind of message would you like to provide with its own pro wrestling standpoint?
To be honest, like message that should reach everyone is they should follow their dreams if they want to do work. If they want to pro wrestle, they should do it. If they want to practice, they should do it. There's still enough time to get big, and like if they open feds and like they can practice in development and stuff. And if people like it, and if they invite much and like can lead the fed really good and control the toxicity or like the problems, the issues and stuff, then it's still time to make federations big enough. Like even though if you like have members around about 500, it's still good. Like you're still rising up, you know, and never let your guards down when you try pro wrestling, because there's any time left. You can rise up and be a good guy.
All right. Well, that was it, folks. Any of you two, goes. If you have anything to say towards the outro, I mean, XNO, you go first.
I'd like to say I'm gonna actually repeat Traps' question because I have my own things to say. But basically, Trap said all the good stuff, right? I'm gonna say the only negative things because I'm just a Debbie Downer. But please realize that Fed owners, Fed chairmen, Fed staff, we're people too, and we mess up. So please don't like go all out just because you clean broke or something like that. Oh, and one more thing. If you're gonna have a pro wrestling gimmick, I really suggest you have something unique to it, because if you go to a Fed that does a lot of storylines and you have a unique gimmick, that's gonna get you pushed. I guarantee that.
And you, Traps?
My last words will be like I said on the question before, and also I want to thank all the roster of TXA, like Sasuke, Naito, or like even if it's Spike or some, because they without these guys, like I don't know if I would still develop for TXA. Like, of course we had some trouble times, but like they kept they kept me doing this stuff, even if it was Brody, Heavenly, or I don't know, like people like yeah, Mercy
I absolutely agree. Yeah,
or
like
Cloudy.
oh,
These guys kept me doing this stuff, and to be honest, I don't know if Mercy would still do this stuff without these guys.
I mean, definitely, man. Like people, like the most loyal men are like Spike, Kavon, Crow, Sasuke. I mean, a lot of these guys have been here since day one, dude. And like some of the matches in TXA, like they don't even feel like matches sometimes. They feel like an actual like show, like a genuine thing for actual entertainment. Like every time there's a TXA show, there's nobody ever just like wandering off on their like phone. Like they're always watching the matches. So if you just want a good fed that does great storylines with entertaining matches, head down to TXA. We've got the stuff for you.
That was it, folks. Make sure to go check out. I think you both have social media, right?
We had YouTube so far, but it's gonna be renamed soon, and yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you the Roblox group link if you want to link it in the description, I guess.
And yeah, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.